So Carey JD, my intention behind this video is to see if we can recap everything that we did today, and to give you guys a little bit of stuff that you can do on your own at home. Basically, these core exercises that we did. And I hate to use the term core exercise because really, and I think this is the big takeaway, is they're more about breathing than they are necessarily about core. Because that diaphragm, that's your main primary core muscle. If that's not working well, if we're not focusing on that breath, then we're not going to have as supportive of a core when it comes to lifting weights properly. So let's review these. Again, the focus is all on the breath. And one of the things that I was kind of thinking about as I was deciding to put this video together for you is, and what to include, is the big thing is that we want your pelvis and your diaphragm to really line up. And when that's lined up well, and the spine is nice and neutral, meaning allowing for your lower back or lumbar curve, your mid-back or thoracic curve, and your cervical curve, when that spine is aligned properly, and your diaphragm and your pelvic floor are lined up properly, versus if you're here, right, where my diaphragm is going this way, my pelvis is going this way, or if you're here, right, where they're doing the opposite, right, they're kind of making these lines that are coming together, right, you just don't have an optimal position. So when you go to lift weights, if the position's not optimal, you're going to run the risk of injuring yourself when you go to lift weights. Now, if it's light, like a body weight exercise, probably not going to do much damage. But as we start to load you a little bit heavier, we just run the risk of injuring yourself. So if we're going to do it, might as well do it right. Might as well do it right the first time. So let's dive in. The first exercise we had you do was this ball breathing. And what you're going to do, right, is we're going to come down into this supine position, or what's often referred to as a 90-90 position, 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the hip. And really, I like to bring the knees in just a little. So the knees are just a little above the hips, ankles are just a little above the knees. Now, if you don't have a ball like this, you can always use, what I'm going to show you in just a second is a wall variation of this that I like a lot. You can also use like a couch or something like that, or like a high chair or something of that nature, an ottoman, something like that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to find a neutral spine, neutral pelvis. And if you're not quite sure how to do that, right, just tuck the pelvis, flatten out the low back, depress the ribs, and then let it relax a little. So you should have a little curve in that lower back, a little natural lumbar arch. Then the first thing we're going to do, right, is we're going to take our hands, we're going to make that C around your waist, taking your thumbs, finding your lower ribs. And then what I want you to do is I want you at first just to take a couple of nice deep breaths into those low ribs, or into that space. You're going to exhale fully, allow for a nice full inhalation. And with this, see if you can let go of the pelvis, let go of the muscles in the pelvic floor. Try to relax and think about breathing into your pelvis. Exhaling fully. Allowing for a nice full inhalation. It's really key because to the degree that we can get a nice deep breath is essentially to the degree that we're going to be able to contract the core well when you go to lift weights. So again, exhaling all the air to your lungs, nice full inhale. Now, to take this up a notch, what we're going to do is we're going to just slowly, keeping that neutral spine, we're going to lighten up in the heels to where the heels are still on the ball, but we're heels light on the ball. You want to still keep the heels touching the ball, just staying super, super light. Nice big inhale into the hips. As you exhale, we're going to exhale that compression breath, that's like we did again. You should feel that core engagement. So by lightening up in the heels, we're just naturally asking for more demand on the core. And then by adding that compression breath, we're just taking advantage of it. So creating this more heightened pressure system in the core. So again, about 3 to 5 breaths there. At the top of that 5th exhalation, top of that 5th inhalation, we're going to lift that left heel off the ball. Top of the next exhale, top of the next inhalation, we're going to lift the right foot to join the left. And the same thing, you're just going to hold here. Now notice my heels are just a little bit higher than where they were. You don't want them super, super high. You really want to keep it right there. Same idea. Now I'm going to show you a way that we can take this up a notch. And we can actually use the wall for this. So if you don't have a ball, you can go against the wall and basically kind of do the same thing. Find that position, find that neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Right? Same thing here, right? We're going to breathe into it. Light, neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Again, 3 to 5 nice deep breaths. Then what we can do is lighten up again in the heels just a little bit. And see what that's like. Again, top of the inhalation, I'm going to lift that left foot. Top of the next inhalation, I'll lift that right foot. Again, can I maintain this core? Can I avoid either hyper-bracing the abs or letting that back arch? Maintain that neutral spine. Now, if I want to take this up a notch, nice big inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to lower the heel to the wall, my left. Nice big inhale. At the top of that inhale, I'm going to lift that left foot back off the wall. You can do the same thing with the ball. Exhale, lower that right foot. Again, nice big inhale. At the top of the inhalation, I'm going to lift that right foot. Exhale, lower. Again, get about 1/3 to 2/3 of that breath in, and then lift the foot. Slower, nice big inhale. Top of that inhale, lift the foot. So all we're doing now is we're just making it just that much more challenging, and we're starting to connect movement and breath together. Now, if that's still pretty easy, what you can do is you can take that same position, again, just moving further away from the wall. Nice big inhale. Again, find that neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, lower the heel to the floor. Just tap the heel. Nice big inhale. At the top of that inhale, lift the foot. Exhale, lower the opposite. Again, can you maintain this? Can you avoid arching the back? But also, can you avoid hyper tucking and bracing, right? Flattening out the back. We want to maintain that neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Again, nice big inhale. Top of the inhale, we're going to lift. Exhale, we're going to lower. You know it's too much is that when you go to lift, you feel that back arch, right? And as you see this, knees going down as soon as I do that. So you'll start to see a lot of instability there. So that's just, again, a progression, a way that you can make it more and more challenging. If that's pretty easy, right, then same thing, you just can straighten those legs a little bit more. Nice big inhale, neutral spine, exhale, lower. Nice big inhale, top of that inhale. I'm going to lift, exhale, lower. Nice big inhale, top of that inhale, I'm going to lift. That's probably a little too much at this point. Carey, you probably have the strength to do it, but you know what's going to probably want to happen is you're going to probably experience that tenting from the diastasis. We want to avoid that at this point. So I would probably stick with one of those marching variations if you want to make it more challenging. Again, I think with all these exercises, the primary is you want to think about, you want to consider them breathing exercises first and foremost. All right, so that's basically kind of the progression of that ball breathing March series, and we'll do more and more of these. They're actually really pretty cool. I think they're one of the best ways to train the core. Again, given the fact that your core's primary job is number one to prevent or limit excessive motion, and then it creates motion, right? So what I mean by that is our core's job isn't to do this. Our core's job is to prevent things like whiplash, right? It's to keep that core, protect the spine, protect the pelvis, protect the thorax. All right, so moving you guys on. The next thing we're going to do is those hip bridges. Now, hip bridge is a pretty simple exercise. It's often undervalued. Again, if we think about it from a breathing perspective and engaging your glutes, it becomes more, I think, more helpful, and it's more of a helpful way to look at it. So same thing, right? A fairly vertical shin angle, right? You're going to find that C around your waist, low ribs, right? Same thing here. Find that neutral pelvis. Put a nice big inhale into that waist, into your pelvis. As you exhale, drive the hips up. Nice big inhale. Top of the inhale, lower a little. Exhale, drive the hips up. Nice big inhale. Top of the inhale, lower. Exhale, drive the hips up. Now, if that's pretty easy, bring the feet together. We can make this a little bit more challenging by, again, driving the hips up. Keep the hips up, though. Same thing, maintain this knee, hip, shoulder alignment. Nice big inhale into that waist. Top of that inhale, we're going to straighten that leg out. But notice my knees are right in line with each other. Exhale, slower. Nice big inhale. Top of that inhale, extend that other knee or leg straight out from the knee. Exhale, lower. Nice big inhale. Top of that inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. Nice big inhale. Top of that inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. And again, notice this is staying neutral. I'm not letting that back arch, but at the same time, I'm not tucking the pelvis either. I'm keeping that spine neutral. That's really the key here. I would do either just regular bridges or that marching or leg extending variation. There's another one I got for you, but I'll show it to you later on. The final exercise, or core exercise, breathing exercise that we're going to do is we're going to have you do this prone cobra. And the idea behind this guy is to, let me see if I can give you a better view, is to fire up your lats, right? Like we did, again, focusing on that row. And a lot of times with the lats, most people haven't really experienced their lats. So really what we're trying to do with this is get you aware of your lats, get your body to understand where they are and understand how to engage them. Because the more you do, the more you'll be able to do it in your training. So with this guy, we're going to make this more kind of what we often call biomechanically sound breathing, normal breathing that you do with exercise. And so what you're going to do is you're going to lift your head, neck, and chest as you exhale. Lift that head, neck, and chest. Chin tucked, back of the neck long, chest wide. Reach through those pinky fingers and try to get these muscles back there to almost like you're trying to get into cramp. And then inhale lower. Exhale, engage. Inhale lower. Exhale, engage. Inhale lower. Exhale, engage. Inhale lower. And again, it's that idea, the shoulder back and down, rotating through and trying to get this lat to engage. That's the key here. Hey, listen, I hope that this is helpful. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you guys have any questions about this. Again, the more we can get you dialed into, number one, the breath and understanding how the breath supports the spine when you move, the safer you're going to be when you lift. And then number two, just getting you kind of more in touch with certain muscles in the body. What does it mean? What does it feel like to engage your core? Well, we're going to do another more kind of traditional version of a core exercise the next time I see you guys. But understanding how to engage your core while maintaining a neutral spine, neutral pelvis is really, really key, and I think it's primary. Also, what does it mean what does it feel like to engage your glutes? And then again, what does it feel like to engage your lats so that you have access to those when you go to train? Hey, listen guys, sorry for the long video. Again, just kind of wanted to recap a little bit of what we did, especially since kind of you guys are so far away, and again, you're kind of coming back and forth. It seems like probably what we're going to be doing, at least initially, is a bit of an education process. So, yeah. Hope this recap is helpful, and Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys soon. Aloha.